Alright guys, welcome back. I tried to get this one out yesterday, but I just didn't have time. So you probably saw the Prot Warrior video with TSW that he kindly came on and educated us on protection, well, Fury protection still, but yeah, Fury Prot in the pre-patch. Now he's going to talk us through the DPS spec in the pre-patch, so that's going to be Fury predominantly. We do touch on arms, talk about it a little bit at the start, but we don't go into a full arms spec. We're just focusing on Fury. If you like the video, make sure you give it a like, make sure you subscribe, and please do go check out Warrior TSW both on Twitch and YouTube. Both links are in the description below. Let's get into it. Right, so you've probably seen about 10 minutes ago the the Prot Warrior video done. Now we're back again, joined again by Warrior TSW. So we're going to now look at the DPS spec. And I was going to say Fury, but I don't know what it's actually going to be because we've not talked about it beforehand. So this is going to be a pure surprise. So TSW, give us your thoughts firstly. Yeah, like DPS Warrior in the pre-patch. What are we going to be? Are we going to be going arms? Are we going to be going Fury? Are they both the same?
You definitely want just one arms warrior in the raid for one talent point in particular, and that is Blood Frenzy. For 2 points in Blood Frenzy is 4% physical damage to the entire raid. That is such good value. You could have your arms warrior just white hitting with level 1 daggers or something stupid like that, and they would be worth their spot in the raid. Like if you see any pugs or GDKPs in pre-patch, and you could be naked, and as long as you get some sort of rend or deep wounds on the target, you're worth your spot, essentially. So you can link them this video and be like, yo, if you don't have an arms warrior, I'm naked, I'll come to your GDKP and take a nice slice of the pot just for keeping Blood Frenzy up. It's that significant. It's really good. In a 40-man, it's huge. 25-man, it's good, but in a 40-man, it just gets so much better.
Especially when all you do is stack warriors and rogues pretty much anyway. I mean,
yeah.
It's such a big percentage of the raid.
It increases the threat of the tank, assuming that it's a warrior or a druid. Yeah, it's really, really good. Like your warlocks want it because, again, they can do more damage before pulling threat. Everybody loves Blood Frenzy.
Yeah, no, makes sense. So in terms of going over an arms spec, I'm assuming we don't need to do that. Are we just going to focus on the Fury
Fury spec? Yeah, not really do
spec?
anything in arms. You know, it's fairly self-explanatory, really.
Yeah, because it's just like you say, they could be naked as long as they get Blood Frenzy. No one really cares what they're doing. Is it a significant difference in personal damage between arms and Fury?
Yeah, more for Alliance because are you going to level up Shamans and get Wind Fury that quickly in pre-patch? Maybe. So that evens the playing field a bit, but you know, you're not going to have a Shaman with Wind Fury in all your warrior groups that early on in pre-patch, are you really? So Horde are still going to be favoured for two-handed arms because of Wind Fury day one, whereas on Alliance, unfortunately, you've got to be leveling your Draenei Shamans, so you're not going to get Wind Fury that early. Hopefully you'll get a few Shamans before the end of pre-patch though. But yeah, it definitely favours Horde with Wind Fury.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's go with a Fury spec then. Anyway,
it's so similar to the tanking spec. It's basically just Fury, it's 5 in cruelty for more crit chance. It's 5 in Unbridled Wrath. You could again go for improved demoralizing shout and support your tank by giving them a significant attack power drop on the boss, but that'll just be one of your warriors. Let's go for 5 Unbridled Wrath and be a pumper. And then you can go for Commanding Presence, 5/5, assuming that you're the guy using the battle shout. Again, no commanding shout until level 68, I think.
So if you was in a group with a couple of warriors and you knew you didn't need to bring Commanding Presence, what would you go in?
Yeah, you could go Improved Cleave. And that would kind of like be the only significant talent change that you could go for there. And Improved Cleave isn't amazing because it's only your base cleave damage, not your total cleave damage. So it might look very appealing at 120, but I can't remember what your base damage is on cleave, but it's not very high, and 120 of that isn't that big. It's a bit of a pitfall there if you think, oh yeah, I'm going to do massive cleave damage. I mean, unless you're not using Battle Shout ever, or you're very confident with whoever else is in your group doing Battle Shout, that's the only reason to get it.
Right, okay, cool. So I'm assuming Enrage. Are we on Enrage?
Yeah, 5 out of 5 in Enrage.
Yep.
And then we'd go into Sweeping Strikes, 1 point. Sweeping Strikes is amazing. Use it almost on cooldown. Whenever you want to Whirlwind for big damage on multiple mobs, you want to have that 30 rage for Sweeping Strikes. There'll be times where you want to avoid using Execute just so you have rage for the next pack to sweeping strikes. It's so satisfying. Sweeping strikes and whirlwinds. It's insane.
Okay.
And then we want to be putting in at least 2 points into, at least 2 points into dual wield specialization for 10% offhand damage.
Yep.
And again, whirlwind uses both main hand and offhand damage when you're spinning and doing a whirlwind. So buffing your offhand damage here is really nice. It's not just your auto attacks; it is your whirlwind damage as well. And then again, you have another option of if you want to put in 2 points into weapon mastery for reduced dodge on your target, as well as reduced disarm time.
Yep. What would you go with out of the two again?
Well, if you're big, like, I think what sims better is weapon mastery and reducing that dodge chance, because as soon as you get one bloodthirst dodge in a fight, you've lost a significant amount of damage, right? Whereas, you could just have an extra 2 points in weapon in dual wield specialization and have 10% more offhand damage. That's nice and it's always there. But as soon as you get a bloodthirst dodge or a whirlwind dodge, you start to drop massive damage on the damage meter. Okay. So yeah, I like 2 points in weapon mastery this time around.
Yep.
And then you just dump 5 into flurry.
Yep.
Get that extra 25% attack speed. That's really nice. And then you go for 1 point in bloodthirst, and you get your bloodthirst.
Yep.
And then what you want is to get 1 point in whirlwind.
Okay.
And then 3 points in precision. Alternatively, at level 60, if you've got all your hit gear and you're at 6% with your axe or mace sword racial, or 9% or 6% with edgemasters, you can drop the precision and do 3 points into dual wield specialization. So actually, let's drop those out of precision and dump those into dual wield specialization. So we're now 5/5 dual wield specialization, because most people will have their hit already before pre-patch. If you're raiding now, you're at your hit cap, yeah?
Yeah,
so let's assume that your gear is,
and if guilds have started taking a boomy as well, you're gonna get 3% from there. I'm not saying every raid in pre-patch is gonna have a boomy, but odds are
that's nice.
Some of them probably will have.
Yeah, it's big value for the same reason that Blood Frenzy is really good as a debuff, because it's raid wide. The improved Fairy Fire is also massive. 3% less physical hit needed for the whole raid. Like, that's 3% hit on, let's say you bring 5 warriors, okay? That's effectively 15% hit just from the warriors. You've got 2 or 3 hunters, and it just adds up. Like, you're giving like 25% hit to your whole raid or something stupid. Like, it's insane value from that improved Fairy Fire.
Yeah, and like, it's even if it just allows the warriors to drop the 3 points in precision, to be able to get an extra 15% offhand damage. Yeah, it's nice. They're definitely worth their spot.
And then we move on to the second to last option is improved Berserker Stance, which is a must-have for Fury. Increases attack power by 10%, which is big, and also reduces threat caused whilst in Berserker Stance by 10%, which is also quite big. You can try and tank 5-mans with this kind of build, and just smash through the content. So for dungeon leveling, I do like going deep Fury and even down 1 more point into Rampage, because in 5-man content for leveling, let's say, the mobs just melt. You don't need to even worry about Defiance in the prot tree for a long time. But yeah, just to round it out, you got Rampage, which is really nice. It just gives you extra attack power. It's almost like having I was doing some beta yesterday, and with one of the warriors in the guild, and he was saying Rampage is essentially like having a world buff. It's like 200 attack power. It's really big.
200, it's showing 150 on it.
It's 150, yeah, it's 150. But I think Elixir is 200 attack power. So obviously Elixir gives you more crit as well, but it's it's not dissimilar.
Yeah, I know.
It's just a huge attack power boost.
So that and having an Elixir world buff as well. In the pre-patch, pretty massive.
Yeah, it's insane.
Okay, so yeah, we're level 50 at the moment. We've got 10 points left.
Right, and then what I like to do is almost like a meme spec, is double down into Fury and just continue getting points in Fury, because the alternative is you put points into the arms tree and you don't really get anything that significant. You can get 3 points in improved threat strike. Okay, that's maybe a given. That's nice. But you can't really get anything else. You can't really get deep wounds until later, and you can't get impale because you're too low level. So you can drop 3 points into improved heroic strike, That's the same as it is in Classic. And then you've got 7 talent points to double down into Fury. So you can go for 3 extra points in precision. Now, you might already be at the soft cap, so your yellow swings, your abilities don't ever miss, but your offhand still has a big chance to miss. So these 3 extra points in precision still give you value. On top of that, you can go 2 points into improved execute, which just means your execute does a little bit more damage because you have a little bit more rage when it's doing damage. And then you've got 2 extra talent points to kind of put wherever you see fit. You can put them into booming voice a bit if you're wanting to have a longer lasting, wider range. That's right at the top of the talent tree, booming voice, to get just extra duration on your battle shout.
Would you not go another point and improve whirlwind?
No, that's a bit of a mistake. I don't play Fury that often with improved whirlwind, but the theory is with the cooldown of whirlwind, I don't actually know what the whirlwind cooldown is, but you have 1 second removed from it. It means that you can use it on cooldown, and it fits in with your globals much better. So each global is 1.5 seconds, and then you have, I think, is whirlwind a 6-second cooldown or a 10-second cooldown? Regardless, getting that extra 1 second in supposedly lets you squeeze in that whirlwind into your global window of doing globals every abilities every global.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, that makes perfect sense. Okay, so yeah, we've got 2 points. So you're saying you could go 2 in booming voice, or I'm assuming you're not going to want improved slam. Maybe, piercing howl. So basically anywhere you want.
Yeah, just to confirm, whirlwind has a 10-second cooldown, so that 1 talent point drops it to 9-second cooldown, which means that it fits very nicely in a window where every global is 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that extra talent point doesn't really do much unless you're being very clunky with whirlwind, and maybe you're a clunky player, and maybe that is better than an extra point in booming voice if someone else in your group has it. You're not losing anything by getting an extra second off, and maybe for swapping from pack to pack and you're not doing everything every global, maybe improved whirlwind is the play, but it's not the play you would do at level 70 or anything like that, where you're globaling every cooldown.
Perfect play.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, where would you put these last 2 points? I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have fun, and I'd put it in improved whirlwind just to see how it goes, and then you can put the last talent point where you like. Really, it doesn't have big impact. You can put it in cleave if you like.
Improve berserker rage. Generate 5 rage when used.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah. So during execute phase, what I do normally anyway is I blow a berserker rage and pray I take some form of damage, and then with berserker rage take additional damage, additional rage from that damage. So yeah, you could definitely do that.
All right, we'll put it in there. That takes us to 60. So there's no no sort of, I won't say hybrid spec, but no sort of going down in arms to empower. I assume these bottom talents in Fury are just so powerful.
You can't. You can't get improved berserker stance of Rampage. Rampage is 150 attack power. Like nothing compares to that attack power. Like you can get deep wounds and impale, sure. And I thought that deep wounds and impale was going to be good, but it's not. Like 20% extra crit damage is nice, but 150 attack power always once you apply Rampage, and it gets a few stacks. Yeah. Like it's so big, as well as the 10% extra attack power from improved berserker stance at the bottom.
All right, that makes sense. Well, look, I mean, if you've got nothing else to add when it comes to DPS in pre-patch, I'll let you go and do whatever what you got planned for this evening.
Yeah, thank you. I've got a raid in 6 minutes.
Oh, you got a raid in 6 minutes? All right, well, you better go quick then. All right, but yeah, obviously, thanks again, mate. I love it when you come on and talk Warrior, because I know it's going to be spot on, rather than me making a spec up and telling everyone that Deep Arms is the best tank spec in pre-patch.
It'll be fun. I mean, maybe we'll see some people try it.
Probably.
It'll be good fun. But it's always a pleasure coming on Scottejaye. I enjoy it a lot.
Yes, thank you, mate. And everybody on YouTube, make sure you check his channel out. Make sure you check him out on Twitch. I'll put links to both of those in the description, and I will bid you farewell.
Thank you.